Hello students, this is Saraswati Sisukunj Bhagwala Bhushan. This is the second video of IELTS listening. In my previous video, I have explained to you listening part 1 of IELTS, and today I am going to discuss listening part 2 in IELTS. Now in listening part 2, what type of questions that you are going to face, what type of questions that you need to come across of IELTS listening part 2. In my previous video, I have given some strategies and tips that you need to keep in mind when you start IELTS listening part 1 or part 2 or part 3 or part 4. So all the strategies sometimes applicable for all 4 parts, but especially for the initial stage or for the beginners, the tips that I have given to you, you need to keep in mind. What you need to do, the first thing, you need to get familiar with the words and language, because when you listen IELTS, what you need to do, you need to focus more on listening rather than getting answers. So the same thing that I am going to apply over here, but I am going to discuss more on IELTS listening part 2. Now students, what type of questions that you are going to have in IELTS listening part 2? So there are total 3 types of questions that we have in IELTS listening part 2. One is recognizing directions. The second one we have understanding instructions, and the third we have labeling maps. So when you do IELTS listening part 2, there are 3 types of questions definitely you are going to face. Now here I am going to focus more on IELTS listening part 2. What are the tips and strategies that you need to follow? You need to keep in mind. Okay. When you read your IELTS listening part 2, I have given the answer key. I hope you have got the correct answer of all. And if you have any queries and you got stuck or you are not getting the particular answers in part 1, you can let me know. Okay. Let's come to the point. Let's discuss about part 2 of IELTS listening. Now students, when you do IELTS listening part 2 and when you have already done part 1, you are a bit familiar with the language, words, what type of listening it is, how speedy it is. So when you do part 1, definitely you have some ideas of IELTS listening. So let's discuss here IELTS listening part 2. Recognizing directions. Now students, what is the meaning of recognizing directions? Recognize means to recognize something. Now direction means definitely it is connected with the maps. Okay. The audio of IELTS listening, there should be a map that you need to follow the directions that is clearly mentioned in the audio. So it is recognizing directions. Definitely there will be some places you need to listen to it very carefully where the instructions is given about directions. The second one we have understanding instructions. Now many times what happens, the students are very hurried and they do not understand what type of instructions are given, because they are very keen to get the answers. In that hurry, they sometimes miss the instructions. So understanding instructions about maps, what type of instructions is given, that we need to understand. The third one we have labeling maps. Now labeling maps is the map is given, the instructions are given in the IELTS listening part 2, and you need to follow of labeling maps, that you need to label where the exact location. So this is all about map only, but there are total 3 types of questions that you are going to face of IELTS listening. And the brief introduction I have given of IELTS listening. Now students, here I am going to give you the strategies over here. I will write down some strategies on the board and I will explain to you that what you need to keep in mind when you start IELTS listening part 2. So let's discuss about the strategies and the tips that I am going to give you over here. Students, as I said that some strategies and some tips I am going to give of IELTS listening part 2. Students, what are the things that you need to keep in mind? Complete listening without answers. Okay. Now this is the first step. Complete listening without answers means at the initial stage, students, when you do listening, do not write your answers. Why? Because in the beginning I mentioned that you are going to focus only on listening. You are not going to get answers, as I mentioned in my first video. And here also I mentioned that you need to just do listening of part 1, part 2. Only listen, do not get answers. What happens? Because you need to get familiar with the words and language. When you get familiar with the words and language, later on you can get your desired bands. So what you need to do? You need to do only listening. You need to complete listening part 1 and part 2. If you are not familiar with the part 1 and if you think that out of 10 questions of part 1 I am getting only 3 or 4 correct. So what you need to do? It means you are not familiar with the words and language. That means it takes time. You need to do listening without getting answers. And after listening for 5 or 6 times, if you think that okay, now I am familiar with the words and language and I am able to get answers, you can try getting answers. But at the initial stage, you are not going to get the answers. The second strategy we have over here is developing skills or developing skill. Students, what you need to do? You need to develop a particular skill. How you can develop? By listening. Practice, practice and practice. When you practice, definitely you are going to develop a skill. Because at the initial stage, when you start listening, after listening for two times or maybe 3 times, you get irritated and you are not going to get the answers and you think that no, I cannot complete because I am not getting answers. So what you need to do? You need to develop listening skill. And how you can develop? You can continue listening and you can try and practice so that you can complete your developed listening skill. The third one we have listening and writing at the same time. Only this is the module that we have in IELTS, listening and writing. There are total 4 modules we have, but this is 2 modules we have over here, working at the same time. How? Because when you do listening, you need to listen to the audio and you need to get the answer as well, and you need to write. So 2 things, that means 2 modules you are working on it, which are, one is listening and the second one we have writing. So when you listen to the audio and at the same time you need to write down the answers. So you need to focus on 2 skills. One is listening and writing. But how it comes? You need to practice. Without practice, it does not come. So you need to have a constant practice and then you can get the correct answers. Okay. The 4th skill we have number and numbers. Check instructions. Okay. So 4th one. Number. Check. Okay. So this is the 4th one we have. Number and numbers. Check instructions. Many times students, what happens? When students do not understand the instructions and they just start listening part 1 or part 2 or sometimes they complete whole listening, but they do not get the correct instruction or they do not listen to the instructions given in the initial stage or in the beginning carefully. So sometimes instead of number, students get confused and they write numbers. And when there is numbers, they write only numbers. So sometimes we need to keep in mind that what are the numbers given to in the instruction, or what are the numbers is being said in the audio. So you need to keep in mind the numbers or it is a number. So this is the one of the instructions that you need to keep in mind. So these are total 4 strategies that I have given to you, and you need to keep in mind when you start IELTS listening part 1 or part 2. But at the initial stage, what you need to do? Only you need to listen to it and get familiar with the language and words. Then you are able to get the correct answers later on. So we have focused on all 4 strategies of IELTS listening part 2. In my previous video, as I mentioned earlier, I have given IELTS listening part 1 of the audio Two audios I have given. I have sent the answer key as well. And today also, after this video of mine, I am going to give you two audios after my videos, and then you can listen to it, get your answer. You will get your answers in your WhatsApp group. So this is I have completed here. મારા વિડિયો પછી હું તમને આન્સર કી મોકલવાનો છું ગ્રુપની અંદર. તમારો વિડિયો તમને મળે એ પછી તમે લિસનિંગ કરી શકો છો, અને લિસનિંગ કર્યા પછી તમને બીજા દિવસે તમારા WhatsApp ગ્રુપમાં તમને આન્સર કી મળશે. આન્સર કી ચેક કરીને તમને જે રીતે ક્વેરીઝ લાગે એ તમે ક્વેરીઝ તમે જ્યારે તમને રિવ્યુઝ પૂછવામાં આવે તેમાં તમે જણાવી શકો છો. I hope students you have understood these strategies of listening part 2, and you can just finish your listening part 2 and just let me your answer. Thank you, students.
Cassette 1, Side 2. Practice Test 2. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Write all your answers in the listening question booklet. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1 of your question booklet. Section 1. In this section, you will hear 2 overseas students, Kate and Luki, being interviewed by a university counsellor. First look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that there is an example which has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to the example will be played first.
Hi there, Kate. Come on in. How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Hi, Luki. How's things?
Okay.
Well, as I explained on the phone, I'm a counsellor here at the Student Services section of the university. And I'm interviewing overseas students to help me draw up a guide for new students. So I'd be grateful if you could tell me a little about your time since you've been here in Cambridge.
Right.
Good idea.
Now, Kate, let's start with you. Okay. This is your second semester, isn't it? Could you tell us something about your first impressions of the town when you arrived?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was struck by how quiet it is here in the evening.
Kate's first impression of the town is that it is quiet in the evening. So, quiet is the answer. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Now listen to the first interview with Kate and complete the notes by filling in the numbered spaces 1 to 5.
Hi there, Kate. Come on in. How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Hi, Luki. How's things?
Okay.
Well, as I explained on the phone, I'm a counsellor here at the Student Services section of the university. And I'm interviewing overseas students to help me draw up a guide for new students. So I'd be grateful if you could tell me a little about your time since you've been here in Cambridge.
Right.
Good idea.
Now, Kate, let's start with you. Okay. This is your second semester, isn't it? Could you tell us something about your first impressions of the town when you arrived?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was struck by how quiet it is here in the evening.
Yeah, I suppose Cambridge is a quiet place. Where did you live when you first arrived?
Well, I went straight into student accommodation. It was a kind of student hostel.
Ah, right. So, you didn't have to worry about doing your own cooking or anything like that?
No, but sometimes I wished I had. The food at the hostel was awful.
Oh, dear. But how were the other students?
To be honest, I haven't managed to make many friends, even though the place is full. People seem to keep to themselves. They're not really very friendly.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, what about the actual course? You're studying,
I'm doing a master's by coursework in environmental studies.
Oh, right. And how are you finding that?
Yeah, well, it's been pretty good, really. I've enjoyed the course, but I feel there hasn't been enough contact with the lecturers.
Oh.
They all seem to be incredibly busy. The only chance I've really had to talk to them was on the field trip.
Well, that's no good.
Mm-mm.
Could anything be done to improve the course, in your opinion?
Well, I think it would be helpful to have meetings with lecturers on the course. Say, once a fortnight. Something like that.
Regular meetings.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that could certainly help. Now, Kate, we'll come back to you in a minute, but I'd just like to ask Lukey some questions.
Before they continue the interview, look at questions 6 to 10. As you listen to the rest of the interview, complete the notes.
Lukey, where are you from?
I am from Indonesia.
And how did you find Cambridge when you first arrived?
Well, I like it here. I think the city is very beautiful.
What about your accommodation? Was that okay?
Yes, okay. At first, I stayed with a family for 3 months. They were very kind to me, but they had 3 young children, and I found it difficult to study.
Right, I see.
So after 3 months, I moved out, and now I live with 2 other students in a student house. It's much cheaper, and we like it there.
Good. And, what about your studies? What are you studying?
I'm doing a Bachelor of Computing.
Computing, I see. Apart from the language difficulties, if you can separate them, how have you found the course?
Okay, but...
Yes, go on.
Well, the main difficulty for me is getting time on the computers in the computer room. It's always busy, and this makes it very hard to do my practical work.
Yes, I'm sure it would. Can you reserve time in the computer room?
No, you can't. But it would certainly help if we could reserve computer time.
Yes, I'll look into that and see if something can't be done to improve things over there. Now, let's go back to Kate.
That is the end of section 1. You now have Cambridge Practice Tests for IELTS 1 by Vanessa Jakeman and Claire McDowell. Published by Cambridge University Press, 1996. This recording is copyright. Cassette 2, Side 1. Practice Test 3. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Write all your answers in the listening question booklet. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1 of your question booklet. Section 1. You will hear a student inquiring about parking facilities. First, look at questions 1 to 4. For each of the questions, 4 alternatives are given. Decide which of the alternatives, A, B, C, or D best fits what you hear on the tape, and circle the appropriate letter. You will see that there is an example which has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to the example will be played first.
How do you come to the university each day? Train or bus, or do you have a car?
Oh, I always walk. I haven't got a car, and anyway, I live quite close.
The woman says she always walks, so C has been circled. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Now listen carefully to the first conversation, and answer questions 1 to 4.
How do you come to the university each day? Train or bus, or do you have a car?
Oh, I always walk. I haven't got a car, and anyway, I live quite close.
Do you know anything about parking rights on the campus? I was wondering whether students are allowed to park their cars on campus or not.
Yes. I think it's possible for postgraduate students, but not for undergraduate students.
That doesn't seem very fair.
No, I suppose not. But simply isn't enough room on the campus for everyone to park.
Do you need a parking permit?
Yeah, I believe you do.
Where do I get that from?
I think you can get a parking sticker from the administration office.
Where's that?
It's in the building called Block G, right next to Block E.
Block G?
Yeah.
Oh, right. And what happens to you if you don't buy a sticker? Do they clamp your wheels or give you a fine?
No, I think they tow your car away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then they fine you as well, because you have to pay to get the car back.
I'd better get the sticker then.
Yeah.
Where exactly is the administration office again? I'm new to this university and I'm still trying to find my way around.
Right. You go along Library Road, past the tennis courts on your left and the swimming pool on your right.
Yeah.
And the administration office is opposite the car park on the left. You can't miss it.
So it's up Library Road, past the swimming pool, opposite the car park. Right, I'll go straight over there. Bye, and thanks for the help.
Now you have some time to look at questions 5 to 12. As you listen to the next conversation, complete the application form in the spaces numbered 5 to 10 and answer the questions numbered 11 to 12.
Good morning. Can I help you?
Yes, I was told to come over here to get a parking sticker. Is this the right place?
Yes, it is. Are you a postgraduate student?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I'll just need to take some details. Your name?
Richard Lee. That's spelt L-E-E.
Richard Lee. And the address?
Flat 13, 30 Enmore Road.
How do you spell Enmore?
E-N-M-O-R-E. And that's in the suburb of Newport. N-E-W-P-O-R-T.
Faculty?
I beg your pardon?
Which faculty are you in?
Oh, architecture, the Faculty of Architecture.
Right. And the registration number of your car?
Let me see. LXJ50... Oh, no, sorry. I always get that wrong. It's LJX 058K.
LJX508K.
No, 058K.
Ah. And what make is the car?
It's a Ford.
A Ford. Fine. Well, I'll just get you to sign here, and when you've paid the cashier, I'll be able to issue you with a sticker.
All right. Where do I pay?
Just across the corridor in the cashier's office. Oh, but it's 12:30 now, and they close at 12:15 for lunch. But they open again at 2:15 until 4:30.
Oh, they're not open till 2:15.
No. When you get your sticker, you must attach it to the front windscreen of your car. I'm afraid it's not valid if you don't have it stuck on the window.
Right, I see. Thanks very much. I'll just wait here then.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.